Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to PowerCraft, where empower the people with technology. So first introduce our team. We are Team Fute. My name is Yuxing. And then we have Jared, we have Tom, and we have Tom, and finally we have Miko, who is our coach, and he is now in Finland. We'll start to introduce the presentation by introduce first the challenges, and then talking about our solution, then talking about stakeholders and their benefits, and in the end, the implementation steps. So first, start with the challenges. The current challenge is divided by three parts. The first part is the high risk of renewable adoption. By saying that is, first of all, the renewable energy is comparatively more expensive than the traditional ones, and so that makes it not a priority for the public to choose it. And then secondly is the change of administration gives the uncertainty of the policy, which increases the risk of adopt renewable energies. The second one is gaps in public awareness. So the public, they are not really aware about the negative effect of climate change, and they don't know how crucial it is to take action to prevent it. Besides that, they are not really familiar with the renewable energy, and they don't really know what benefit it can bring. So in the end, the last one is the lack of the last one is the lack of a consumer engagement because of they don't aware about the thing what's going on. So it's difficult for them to take action. Even though if they're taking action, there's no rewarding system to encourage them to be more sustainable and using renewable energy. Okay, so let's take a story of John. So John is a account manager working in a bank, and he's from Brisbane. He's 35 years old. Besides that, he's also a household owner, and he likes to play mobile games, casual mobile games, just like everybody else. He kind of know a little bit about renewable energy, but he thinks it's too pricey and don't consider further about that. Regarding to energy consumption, he don't know much except paying the bills for his electricity usage. But one day he heard from his colleague about a new game called Parkrab, which is a mobile game that based on the real energy consumption in Brisbane. And he think the concept is interesting, so he decided to try out. So after he tried out, he gets slightly more wiser because he know more about renewable energy technology, and after that also participate in this peak hour usage reduction to earn in-game reward. So the more he play, the more he play, the more informative the game gets, and the more challenging it gets. So he know the mix of renewable energies, and then he know the storage of the energies, and also know the strategic adoption for climate change, and in the end the demand response. So after a few months, he is more conscious about energy usages, and then he's considering to install a solar panel on his own house. And in the end, he recommended this game as well as renewable energy to his friends. And what is Power Drive about? I will let my team member come to continue.
Hello everyone. Let's get into more details about our game Power Graph. So what is Power Graph? It's a mobile strategy game created in order to solve one of the biggest problems in renewable energy adoption that we believe. It is people's awareness. So in this game, the player will fight the invading aliens from outside the Earth using the renewable energy. And the game itself will contain multiple locations with multiple levels, which is based on the real world. And due to the every level will be simulated based on the real data, like the geography feature and the weather condition. So the player's main task is to find the best strategy and as well as to build the most effective defense system in order to meet the alien. Let's talk about the home base. This is one of the main attracting points of this game. So in the home base, the player can customize the technology tree that they have and can upgrade as well as unlock new technology using these technology cards. This is one example that we have. So for this technology card, the player can obtain during the gameplay either by complete one level or by participating in the demand response in-game debate, which we'll talk more about later. So there are hundreds of technology cards which we plan to reuse, and many of them are based on the real-life technology. So as you can see, there can be an infinite number of uh, strategies that the player can create, and then they can find out which one is the best suited for them. So as the game starts, the player will enter the role of one homeowner defending their home. But as it progresses, they start to liberate his neighborhood, the city, his country, and then to reach the to drive all the aliens off the earth. And in order to make the game more interesting and engaging, we have planned to implement many multiplayer features such as visiting other players' base and trading and maybe attacking and defending with the base as well. And now we can see the trailer of our game, which is created using the real Indian footage.
So now you've had a chance to see PowerCraft. I'd like to stress that this is primarily an education game. And through education, we hope to actually inspire changes in behavior. And I'd like to give an example using the story of John, which we saw earlier, that if John were playing PowerCraft, he would gain an awareness of the difficulties of solving imbalances between energy supply and energy demand. He would, once being aware of the problem, we inspire desire to address the problem by the aliens representing energy usage. If you aren't able to meet the demand, then you take damage, your score is lower, or you don't do as well on the leaderboard. So once you are aware of the problem, you're inspired to address the problem, you need the knowledge. If that's a solution to the problem. In the game, that is done by shifting when the aliens come, so it's not all at the exact same time. And it's a simulation of shifting your usage of energy from the peak hours. Now, once he's aware of it, we need to give him the ability to actually apply that knowledge in the real world. So PowerCraft intends to actually coordinate with energy providers to see when the peak hours are and giving notifications to the players to let them know these are your peak hours. If you can avoid usage during this time, then we will reward you. And we do that through reinforcement behavior of in-game awards. And so the more the player participates, the more it becomes a habit, a permanent thing that isn't reliant upon the game. So we have several different stakeholders, the game players themselves, the technology providers, the local installers, and the government and non-government organizations. And we have a value proposition for each of these entities. Education for the citizens is obviously for the government and non-government organizations that benefit from educated citizens. The promotion of local technology and or local providers and the technology companies of new renewable energy sources so that people are aware of it, reduces the risk of adopting it. And the players themselves, we hope to engage them. And since there are so many games available on the market, and a lot of them are free, you need some sort of draw, and that we call the novelty features. These are the things that are going to draw people in to play the game. And the primary focus is the gamification of real-world data and real-world locations and conditions. So we try to incorporate insulation levels. So for example, in Brisbane, you expect the sun to be up in December, where in Helsinki, you never see the sun in December. And the weather, of course, is different in every location, which we incorporate for wind power. And pretty much anytime you can incorporate a change, we attempt to display it in the game. Now, in addition to that, there are some people who are just motivated by renewable energy. They want to see it adopted, and we expect these people to adopt the game because of the fact that it will give them this information so that they can partake in actually crafting the solutions to the problems we face. And we need to keep people playing the game, and we do that through the diverse technology tree, as Heinz said, that promotes strategy, trying out different technology combinations, and prolonging the game, increasing the amount of content that they can experience. And additionally, we also see it as being a hub of information so that government organizations can display links to information they publish, tools that they have, community actions that we can promote for them. So just an overview of the benefit for governments, we educate citizens. For local technology providers and energy producers, we promote their products, promote their technology. We get the local installers in contact with the customers directly. And also it benefits people who don't play the game because we can simulate the adverse effects of climate change so that people that aren't aware of climate change or aren't directly impacted by it yet can actually gain some empathy for people who are impacted by it. And so even if you don't play the game, you benefit from it. And of course, there's a lot of free games, but free and fun is really hard to beat. So as far as the strategic alignment with the Australian government and the state government, we hope to see an economic uptick of renewable energy adoption as installers are contacted with potential customers. And specifically, we looked at the people and knowledge pathways and the pathway to a clean growth economy, and the adoption of education and reinforcement behaviors, as well as promoting the technologies available. Now, as for actually how do we hope to accomplish this, I'm going to turn the time over to time.
Yeah, so as Jared has presented to you, there are a lot of potential value of this game, and I'm going to present to you now how we can actually make the game that maximize the value for all stakeholders. So first of all, I would like to present 4 pillars of our that our implementation, the game implementation built around it. So first of all, we will put our player as the core in a core project. So we want to make the game fun. That's a core thing. That's making the game successful. So in order to do that, we want to follow up on monitoring constantly the player engagement with the metrics, of course, their feedback, and then KPIs such as customer engagement, player engagement, retention, and length of the playing time. And we follow this up in order to keep our game, to improve our game, make sure that the game it's engaging the players. Secondly, we want to localize the content. So as Frank has mentioned, we want to localize the gameplay, but we also want to let the local installer or energy provider to promote their content to the targeted local audience. That's secondly, we want to build a strong partnership with our partners. This means that we don't want to be an education game just to promote the branding and commercial value added. So we want to actually deliver commercial values such as improvement in sales, customer engagement, and cost saving through, for example, demand response campaign. So we want to be part of the tool that actually create values for the business. And we are willing to track this KPI, create transparency to track these metrics with the partners, and then let them compensate us based on the value that we create for them. So it's not going to be a back value offering like branding or so on, but it's of course part of it. So lastly, we believe in scale fast and constant improvement. This means that we develop prototype very quickly and testing constantly and improve after our game concept, including our revenue model as well. And in fact, in the last in the last 2 months, we have developed our demo, which is a working demo, available to play, download and play through Google Play Store. Yeah, and my colleague will send you a link, give you a link, so you can actually download it from here, or you can actually play on the Android device that is already available. And we already test with some several players, so they are giving feedback to us. So we just constantly trying to develop our game more and more, so make it more fun. Yeah. And of course, we understand that there are a lot of risks involved while we're developing a game, and this is a startup. Basically, we are a standalone team developing this concept. So there are risks involved, for example, player adoption. Then how can we get the players getting more and more people coming to play and stay with us for a long period of time. And also we have risks in maintaining the partner, in adoption. So getting partners involved with our business and stay with us. And secondly, thirdly, that we have maybe have a risk of not being able to get enough funding for the game, especially at the beginning of the development phase. Yes, so we do have a mitigation plan for it, a very conceptual level, but of course for players, we want to make the game fun, but we also will invest a lot in the marketing campaign to make sure that the new people coming to play and try our game constantly. And for the partners, we, as mentioned before, we're trying to offer the values that we will offer them concrete values, the commercial values for the business, offer values for the business. So so we hope that they will trust us and they will partner with us. And lastly, it's about not getting enough funding for game development. We actually thought of a very flexible investment package. Which I will present to you later in the next slide. Oh, the next slide, last slide. If we are given a chance to deploy this game concept in Queensland, we would be happy to take it, and we would be start the pilot as soon as agreed. And basically, it would take we estimate that it would take 10 months to deploy this pilot, and this includes basically 4 months of full development to kind of create a fully customized game for Queensland, taking into consideration of getting the partners and getting the players and marketing to the players. And while we also have a 3-month period of soft launch, which we introduce the basic game features for the players and for the partner as well to get them involved. Well, in this period of 3 months, we basically will let the game be for free, let people play for free, and the partner also allowed to kind of get into our game and advertise their product as well and gamify their product to our game for free. This is what we want to have this free period prior, because we want to get the development user basis and also want to develop the game properly and a lot of testing for it. However, if the soft launch is successful and all the KPIs has been reached as a target, then we will start launching the full launch, which will be in 3 months, but of course can be longer for 6 months, but it depends on how the KPIs go, the progress of the success KPIs of the game. And for this full launch, we will start offering, our revenue scheme. So this means that we will start charging the players for still free to play game. However, they will be charged for paying for premium content, and we also charge a partner for advertisement and then gamification of their product. And so in order to make this happen, we need some funding for the first one in the full development. This means that we are asking for 330,000 Australian dollar, and however, this can be split into 3 installments. So this is to ensure the investment not have to will reduce the risk of investor. So if you you can first invest in us on the 1/3 of it at the beginning, and you can track the KPIs and see if the game is going well, and you can decide to continue work on it. And in exchange, we will have a free game for free standard to play, and free period, some period, 3 months free to advertise for our game, and you will have also 20% of our stake for the stake of the company. Yes.
And that's it.
Thank you very much, and yeah.